if you're an Aquarius born January 20th to February 18th, what can you expect for the month of May 2017? Let's tune in and find out. So Aquarians, I just see you making deals. Like, you know, providing information, doing handshakes, providing information, doing handshakes. So I really feel like you're out there, you're making it happen. You've got this capacity to be able to see your creativity manifest and to be able to get your own dreams multiplied. Some of you may be finding yourself being inspired to write or create or to help other people write and create. So there's this real energy around communication and around being heard and being able to partner with people. So May is this really great month for partnering and seeing your wisdom, your ideas actually get accepted and agreed upon by others. So that's really good. Okay, so let's start with our romantic relationships. For those of you in a committed romantic relationship, let's see what the month of May has in store for you Aquarians. Well, it feels like there's this really nice respectful and positive energy that's shared between the two of you. There's also, it feels like there may be a little weightiness or heaviness that you're having to do. And whether that means there's a project that's sucking you dry, or whether it's a family situation where you're tired and exhausted and you're the one who's having to do all the heavy lifting, there may be an irritation being directed at your partner that they're not doing enough, or that it's, you know, I feel like I'm more responsible, or that you have more freedom than I do. And so there's this little bit of frustration that may be coming from you towards your partner. I feel like it's temporary. I don't feel like it's a big deal. There is a full moon in Scorpio May 10th, and that could cause this to come up and out. And, you know, it's really funny because it's like one of these things that you don't think about it too much, and then all of a sudden it turns into this really big deal, and you're like, wow, what? I had no idea I really felt that way, or you've blown it way out of proportion. And that's what May 10th is about. It's there can be this energy where things get blown out of proportion. So if you find yourself blowing things out of proportion, or your partner's blowing things out of proportion, just remember it's kind of the energy of what's happening around that day, and just unplug from it, right? Don't take it to heart. Don't make it mean anything. Let's just pick this up another day, and let's, you know, be a little more friendly to each other. And we'll revisit it in a week when cooler heads prevail and this energy is out of the universe, right? So just be aware of that around that full moon of Scorpio, that, you know, things can get blown out of proportion. Okay, and for those of you that are single, oh, well, let me finish. There's a little bit more, there's a lot more positive energy for you Aquarians. As you move on in the month, there may be some really nice, it feels like it's around the home. You may be redecorating. You may want to plant a garden. You may find yourself going and looking at property or traveling someplace for a second home. But this is really nice relationship energy with you and your partner around creating your space. And whether that means you're redecorating, or you're both just moving furniture around, or doing spring cleaning, there's this joint connection of beauty in the space that the two of you share. So I do feel at the end of the month there's this rejuvenation that happens in your home for the two of you, and for your romance, and for your happiness, and it's setting the tone for now to the end of the year. So I like that a lot. So it's this really fun thing, and whether you're shopping for plants together, or paint colors, or a new house, or, you know, schools, or vacations, and you're scrolling the internet together, it's this planning energy, and it's fun, and it's easy, and I like it. Just don't do it at the beginning of the month. Focus on it towards the end of the month, because there'll just be too much disagreement happening, and it's not really you, it's the universe, right? It's never us. So just know that that's what's available. Okay, so now let's look and see for those of you that are single and interested in a romantic relationship. Okay, there may be something, there may be somebody that you meet early in the month, and they actually kind of catch you in an embarrassing situation. And whether that's just you don't like the way that they've interacted with you, or they've called you on something and you feel embarrassed about it. But there's this run-in with somebody that kind of says something to you and you feel a little bit exposed. And whether that means you feel embarrassed or you feel shame or you feel, but it's uncomfortable and I don't like it, right? The thing about that is it might even be that same person or somebody else comes back around towards the end of the month, and that gets completely reversed, where there's a real tenderness now, and where maybe first initially you thought they were a jerk, now they come back around and it's completely different energy, or it's a completely different person. But your experience, my point being, your experience from the beginning of the month to the end of the month is dramatically changed. So if you go on a date at the beginning of the month and think, what a jerk, and then they ask you out again at the end of the month, or you go, how controlling, or whatever, go out with them twice, okay? Go out with them at least twice. If you're going to date somebody new at the beginning of the month, make sure you give them a shot at the end of the month, because it's a completely different energy. Otherwise, if it's just a run-in with somebody, just don't let it shut you down, because there's better energy showing up at the end of the month where you're not going to feel exposed, where you're not going to feel embarrassed, where you're really going to feel cared for, loved, and connected, and really feel like there's, wow, this is what it feels like to, to really hit it off with somebody and to see the potential of a relationship again. So it is going to come back around this really fun, nice energy. Your job is just to be open to it. Not to shield yourself, not to hide, but to put yourself out there and be willing to be seen, okay? Especially the last 2 weeks of the month. All right. So let's move into money for Aquarians, what your money situation could look like for May. There could be something that monies that are owed to you, and here's the thing, it's like you got your hand out, so-and-so owes you, and you see yourself, trying to get that money from them. What's interesting is I don't know that they actually pay, but I see money coming in from a different avenue. So if you're expecting some money from one place, it may not happen there, but to your surprise, there's money that comes in from another avenue. So if you're stressed about money and you're really trying hard and focusing on getting it from one area, just let go and be open to wherever the money shows up for you, okay? And if you do that, then you won't be so fixated on this individual or that situation, which allows then for you to kind of have a big overview so that the information and the money can actually find you in another way. You may also find that, sometimes we get money by having bills being reduced or completely wiped away. So you could find that, let's say you were fighting a red light ticket, and you may find that this month you don't owe that $500, it gets ripped up. Or you could find that, you were trying to buy something and it was damaged, but nobody even sees it because it's, the backside of the couch that goes up against the wall, and they give you a 50% discount. So it's like, wow. So like these big found money. So it's less about you bringing it in and more about you're not paying as much. So I feel like a bill is reduced, and not a little bit, but a significant amount. So whatever it is, if you have something where you're being overcharged, or you just happen to find a good deal, and you were going to spend that money anyway, and you're prepared to spend $2,000, you might end up going, oh, I only had to spend $500. Like, it's a big reduction. And in my mind, when you're putting out, you were already decided it was going to be a big amount, and then you find out it goes on sale, or that there's some other trick that happens. That's the same as finding money. So you're going to have some money situations come in that way this month to help your financial situation. Okay, so let's look at your health for Aquarians for the month. Okay, some of you may have some skin issues, and you're going to see those information come up about that skin issue that's going to be cleared up this month. So you'll kind of understand what the culprit is, whether it's your diet or whether you find out that you're allergic to the dryer sheets, or to your favorite, facial cream, whatever it is. I feel like you're able to go, aha, and then eliminate it, and your skin clears up. So the same with, so it's an allergic reaction. So I see your allergies gaining understanding and wisdom around your allergies. And and anything that is not in harmony with you, with your body. That could also mean forms of exercise. You could find that, wow, this just doesn't suit me anymore. I do it every day and I'm not getting any results. And you find shifting it to a different type of exercise, all of a sudden you're getting the gains that you want or the losses that you want. So there's a shift or an adjustment that happens with your physical body that helps you really be in alignment with your goals. So that's good. All right, let's look at your unexpected news for the month, Aquarians. So this may be about somebody that you've written off, and it could be whether it's a friend that you thought, well, you know what, they just don't have time for me anymore, or you know what, we're just not on the same path anymore, or it could be a family member that they've been sick and you've just thought, you know what, this is going to be the end, they're just not going to make it. There's surprise energy here in a really good way. So whether somebody is really ill and you're expecting the worst, there's going to be a surprise, they're going to make it. That's nice news I like to give. Or that a friend you haven't seen for a really long time is going to come back. Or it could even be a work or colleague relationship where you sort of felt like they've sort of not been focused or fallen off the face of the earth, and they're going to be revived, and you're like, wow, thank God, you know, they've come back. So it's like that. It's where once you were disappointed or expected the worst, there's this real surprise energy by the end of May that like things are going really well, better than you had hoped, and in a really good way. So it's new life. It's new life being brought back into a person and or a situation that you had written off. All right, so that's fabulous news. All right, Aquarians, I hope you like my intuitive astrology. Please feel free to comment below, click like and share with your friends, and I hope you have a terrific month, and I look forward to connecting with you again next month.